doing well. This video, I swear, is not an attempt to like beat myself up, but more so just kind of a look back at the things that I feel like I've learned makeup-wise. Part of the appeal of beauty and makeup is that it's always evolving. I feel like no matter what level you're at, you can always be learning something new, trying a new product, coming to a new conclusion about the way you want to do things, and it's exciting. Just one night before bed, I was just laying there thinking about how much things have changed and how things were when I started learning about makeup to begin with, and how they are now with, you know, access to YouTube and blogs and all kinds of great information. So I wanted to give you my top 5 makeup mistakes, and of course there have been many more. I'm making mistakes on a daily basis, but these are some things that I feel like I've noted over time that I've done on more of a continuing basis. And I don't really like talking about like makeup do's and don'ts because I think it's different for everyone. What works for someone doesn't work for somebody else. What looks good on someone, you know. I don't like makeup rules. I don't like putting yourself in a box, but these are just some things that I've noticed that I've done and that, you know, I might do differently as I look back. But the first thing is using too much foundation. This would be something I currently do that I am trying to fix. And it's just the tendency to glob too much of the stuff on, especially when I'm trying a new foundation. It's like my gut instinct is to use a lot. And I mean, it really does make a difference in the appearance on your skin. Like if you've used way more than you should have and then you get a really up close look at your face, it's like, wow, that's way too visible. So a lot of times I learn and I do scale it down and I realize what works for a certain foundation, but for some reason I feel like I can get too heavy-handed with that and more heavy-handed than I need to be with my skin. I consider that to be something I'm kind of a work in progress on. Number 2, overplucked brows. And you're probably looking at my brows now thinking, what? I thought you needed to pluck them more. But really back in the day, sometime in high school, I remembered seeing a picture of Pamela Anderson and thinking, wow, her brows are so thin and my brows are so bushy. Like this was a phase where I really wasn't doing much with my brows. I mean, I had gotten rid of the unibrow that I was dealing with through most of elementary school, but beyond that, like my brows were just bushy brows. That's what God gave me. And I reached this kind of turning point where I thought they needed to be like super thin, like draw a line kind of thin. And so I did this at one point in high school. It may have lasted about a year that I was keeping this up, and I just, looking back at old pictures, I just think it does not look good. It was making me look older. It really didn't seem right on my face looking back, and obviously I don't have a problem with them growing back in from that phase. I mean, I'm plucking my eyebrows every single day. But I think it's kind of good to sometimes take some cues from what your body, what your skin naturally wants to do, and kind of go with that. So that's what I have been doing, you know, for years and years now, after I realized that the super thin brows weren't maybe my best look. Number 3, complete lack of brush use. Yes, back in my early days of learning makeup, I think I started first using makeup maybe in my late junior high years, like maybe a teeny bit, 7th, 8th grade, and then got more into it in high school. But I didn't have like a tutorial to turn on or a review to pop on from YouTube to see like what I should really be doing. So I was just using, you know, sponge tip applicators, became very comfortable with those, probably wasn't getting great looks with them, but I mean, I was making that work, and just any little brush that might come with something, you know, I was making that do for me. And then one Christmas, like a pivotal change in my makeup life happened, and I'm pretty sure this was sometime in high school, maybe toward the end of high school. My family did this big gift exchange where people bring a gift and everybody takes turns like picking one out of the pile and opening it up, and then the next person can either grab a new gift or steal a gift from someone that's already been opened, and you probably heard of how that game goes. But the gift I got was from my cousin who sells Mary Kay, and it was a brush set. It was like 5 brushes in sort of a black and pink brush roll, and I had like never seen anything like it. I'm like, wow. It was a powder brush, a blush brush, and 3 eye brushes. And from that point on, like a switch flipped with me, and it wasn't just that using those brushes was making my makeup look better, but it felt so much easier to do the job. So if I could like give a word of advice to someone learning makeup, at least get a small brush set that you can start working with, and there are so many affordable options out there, and it will like make everything 10 times easier. And I dug up this morning a few of the brushes that were part of that set that I still have. I can't find the face ones, but the eye brushes that I used well into my early days on YouTube were this Mary Kay flat eyeshadow brush, there's the crease brush, and there's an angled liner brush, and it used to have a little eyebrow or lash comb at the end of it. And I just love these things. And you know, there are some things you look back on that you used to use and you're thinking, ugh, how did I ever use that? You know, that wasn't very good. But I'm looking at these brushes today thinking, yeah, these are pretty good quality. But thank you, Molly. You have no idea what that brush set did for me. Number 4, I consider this a makeup mistake that I made consistently. And I would just call this harsh lower liner. And I can see this back in my early videos and stuff. And basically when I would do lower liner, I think mentally I just thought of it being done one way. You take a liner and you line. And I apparently didn't think there was much need for smudging out, doing anything with shadows, you know. I would just take like a black eyeliner, probably the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus, and just make a non-smudged out, non-smoked out line on my lower lash line. Plus, in some of those early videos, it was like the camera quality was so bad and the lighting was so dim, dark things that I did seemed even darker. So it just, you know, it was not the best look, and I didn't need to be doing that much. And so now, like, if I line my waterline like I have today, you know, it's just smudgy eyeshadow underneath, or sometimes eyeshadow is all I do on my lower lash line. Rarely do I just go on my lash line and draw a line of eyeliner, but it was something I did consistently for a good long while, and I'm glad I evolved a little bit from there. Not saying people can't rock some fierce lower liner, but that was just a bit much for me, and it happened all the time. As you can see, some of these things have been things I've done too much of, and in some cases it's things I did not enough of. And for the longest time in my life, like I'm thinking all throughout high school and college, I never put mascara on my lower lashes. And it might seem like a small thing, but I was so concerned about it transferring down, and I probably did do it at one point and had some bad experiences with smudges everywhere, that I just really cut it from my makeup routine. And nowadays, like, I always put a little something there because I feel like it gives the eyes like so much more balance, you know, just having a little something there on the lower lashes, you know, especially if you're doing a big upper lash and then there's nothing on the lower lash. I feel like it needs something, and I have discovered things like Maybelline Lash Discovery that works really well on the lower lashes. CoverGirl Plump Crusher Water Resistant has been a great one for me that I can feel safe putting there. For years and years, it was just something I did not do because I just didn't think there was a product that could handle it. So that's what I identify as just 5 of the many makeup mistakes that I've made, but maybe you learned something from that. Maybe you're relating to some of the same things I've done. But I just thought this would be fun to share, and if you make videos or do blogs and you'd like to cover this same kind of topic, I think it'd be fun to watch too. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.